morning, everyone, or good evening if you're watching this. It is the Sunday Spotlight. We are back, the show where we cover everything in the world of professional wrestling. Wrestling Republic has the best panel that does this. And yeah, we are back once again. As you see, there are some great topics to the next to me. But what you don't see is a great panel with me as well. And today, we're going to kick it off to one third of the best Tuesday show out there, right? Tuesday night, NXT off the air. And I think you're going to catch us tonight because after this, like around 10 something, we got NXT No Mercy. Drizzy, how you doing, bro?
No mercy, diggity dog. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. It's your boy Dryzzy, AK Plug, Fuddy the Wrestling Plug. You don't know what to watch? I got you. My apologies. It was a late night. Went to the 2 night special in Louisville of Emergence and TNA tapings. Y'all go to a TNA show. So much fun for such a good price.
Oh yeah, you know me. I like a good deal. That's the best part, and I'm excited to see. Obviously, I gotta rewatch and go and check Emergence. There's a lot of pro wrestling that happened this past weekend. We gonna break it down with that too. But uh, last but not least, saving the best for last, as I would say, the Queen of Wrestling Republic, Megan. How are you doing?
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you're watching it. I'm good. Happy No Mercy Day. I am caffeinated, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling blessed, highly favored. Um, just happy to be here with two out of the three of my favorite guys. It's always a pleasure being here with you guys, and can't wait to get into the topic.
Yep,
Maggie,
and
you look like you woke up this morning to some gospel music and y'all was cleaning baseboards.
Really? And look, I had a regular shirt on, but then so I had makeup on, so I just wanted to look a little polished
Like,
today. So if I look like I can either teach you some Bible study or you know teach you something, I'm glad. Good. I look good. Y'all look good. Can't wait to break down these topics today.
yes, yes, yes. Let's break it down, as the words of DX would say. And we're gonna start off with the first topic. And this is a topic that I chose for today. It is Jamie Hayter. Y'all was drinking the Haterade, but it's for good reasons. Jamie Hayter is back. We saw her return last week at AEW All in her home country, out in Wembley Stadium. Coming for Saraya, coming for Saraya's family and all of that after the match, and it it was really dope to see. Not the match, after the little segment, and it was dope to see, man. A huge pop for her. She looks amazing. She got people trying to make fun of her, say she look like Becky Lynch. Let's cut that out. Just because you got orange hair doesn't make you Becky Lynch. But coming out there, and she's been gone for over a year, and I feel like this is someone that has been missing in the AEW women's division, because prior to her getting hurt and being out, she was our champ. She was a rising star in the women's division. She had a very compelling storyline that we were hoping to see build within her and her former, faction mate Britt Baker. And we got her, unfortunately, the injury bug and took her away for quite a while. But to have her back, I'm super excited. I think her and Harley Cameron also had a match on Dynamite, and it was a great match. You got to see how strong of a hitter, striker Jamie Hayter is. The lariat always looks amazing whenever she hits that. She's just one special talent, and I can even say this: you might not get what we had with Tony Storm if Jamie Hayter didn't get put on the shelf. We could be talking about a whole different, main event storyline, main event superstar being built in the All In if the time wasn't taken away for her. But that's neither here or there. This is a new ballpark. This is a new division. You got Mercedes, you got Mariah May, you got like a Queen Aminata. You have a lot of talented women that I'm super excited to see Jamie Hayter mix it with. And I think it's something that is gonna only benefit the AEW women's division, in my opinion, that is underrated. A division that I was very critical for in the past year or so, saying it felt a little weaker. Now it feels a lot stronger. And if you add someone as talented as her back into the fold, it only gets much stronger. So I got to spotlight Miss Jamie Hayter. I'm stoked, and I would love to hear what y'all got to say about it as well. Just kick it off with you, Megan.
Okay. I'm happy that Jamie is back. I was one of the few people. Well, excuse me. I was a part of a large crowd of people who really wanted her to come back. I can see that it's leading up to a feud between her and Saraya. I think Saraya's post all in breakdown, crashing out was genius. Um, I really enjoyed Jamie's match with Harley. Um, I like watching Harley. Harley has comedic timing, and she is just so enjoyable to watch. She's so funny. Even the promos before, after the matches, it just shows her comedic side. And like I said, I know that that feud is leading up to her and Saraya, and it might be a little too late to say all out, but maybe Wrestle Dream, maybe we'll see them too. Um, but then we know Tony believes in booking to the last hour of the show, so we might
Yeah.
hear a match between them two sometime, either this coming up Wednesday, maybe even Saturday, the night before. But I'm just really glad that she's back. I agree with you. Just because she has orange hair doesn't mean that she, the comparisons to Becky is a, but that usually happens among women. There's always a constant comparison between the two, between women, which gets tiresome a lot. But I'm just really glad that she's back. She looks happy. She looks healthy. She looks like she's ready to um really crack some skulls. So um, I'm really looking forward to her and Saraya. I want to see them too. I want to see them too in the ring. Saraya's talking a whole lot of junk. She doesn't feel appreciated, and I'm just really looking forward to that feud between them two.
I like that point, and I think they need to put it at all out personally. Like I don't think it
Yeah.
needs, like, we literally just built Sheeta and Mercedes to have an all out match last night on Collision,
Right.
right? So it doesn't take a lot in my opinion, because this has been a little bit more streamlined from All In, and I think it's fair to I think it's Jamie deserves to have a pay-per-view match once returning back. And I think
Absolutely.
Saraya would be like, I agree with you. I think the feud is definitely an interesting feud because they've built a story to it, and I think Saraya, kind of playing this, crashing out type of gimmick, just being,
It was
fed
very
up.
funny. Yes.
Hmm.
She felt disrespected. She went out into the crowd and with her family and Rio. Rio, that was her with the purple
Yeah.
braids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Having her out
Rio.
and a couple of
dope as hell.
other wrestlers, and she's pretty much just said, "This is my home country. I can't believe I do not have a match in my own home country." They booed her. How you boo the Queen of England? I don't know, but they booed her, and then that's when Jamie came out. So yeah, it seems like Jamie has she has a score to settle, and that's who she wants as her first real opponent back, and I'm here for it. So Tony, listen to the people, get the
Yeah,
people what
and
they want.
I I'm gonna pass this to Drizzy in a second. I must also agree. Harley Cameron is very funny. I love her ad libs,
Yeah,
stuff that she says. Soraya says it's just so like. funny. The comedy
She
aspect of
is.
it is hilarious. But I mean, Drizzy, what are your initial thoughts in regards to Jamie Hayter returning back and just her in general? To be honest with you.
I have been a fan of Jamie Hayter since the Joshi, her days in Joshi. She and Priestley were over there just wrecking stuff over there. That's where I came across her. She came over here to AEW in the early days. Loved her then. I was really hoping she would have made the jump to NXT with Brie B, but didn't happen that way. And for the better, it seemed, because ever since she took off, and it's exactly what the women's division need. And I want to say that Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter is a feud that has now launched both of them, and they both do seem to get hurt in these things. I don't know if because they, you know how it is with the British, they lay it in. They believe in this stuff being real, and Jamie coming back, and I called how Jamie's coming back. I called that she was coming back at All In, but she didn't come back exactly the way that I see it. But I don't think there's a better way to do it. And I agree with Megan. I do love the storyline of just Paige going all out. It almost feels like a bit of a jab at what happened the last All In because of all the issues that were happening at that point in time. They were like, oh well, we can't have a London show without somebody crashing out. So
Mm.
and they're doing it in such a good, tasteful way. You got to see Soraya's whole family. You got to see other wrestlers that you don't know of, like Mercedes Blaze, Riho, the I lost the number, but the current Progress Women's Champion. I think she's the ICW Women's Champion too. It's just it's being done in such a tasteful way. Harley is absolutely hilarious, and I don't think that women get a lot of credit for being funny. They're like always supposed to be eye candy, or now we've also got to them. They're just completely badass. They're funny too. They're
Mhm.
everything. We got to get them out of pigeonholing them in those few things.
Right.
It's like this turned into a Harley Cameron love session out of nowhere. But Jamie is. I think we can wait until a pay per view. Well, until another pay per view to give Jamie that big match and pop and everything. Because I may have missed something, but I believe this Sheeta Mercedes match, it took about a month to build. So I don't know. Like I'm
Nailed
enjoying the
it.
ride wherever you take me with this feud. I enjoy it, and it's a good way to just get her back into the fans. Just get a lot of good pops, get a lot of this stuff going. Paige is not bad in the ring.
No.
She has a wealth of knowledge. She's been in the ring since before she could walk. That she was in the ring in the womb. So it's it's not a bad. I don't think it's bad at all. We gotta let her get acclimated back into it. And I think that's the way they should do a lot of them. Like we don't throw them right back into the fire like that. Give them a little bit of time to get their warmers up and everything.
Right.
Nah, I feel that. Yeah, I mean you're right in a sense. The Sheeta Mercedes match was built after the Dynamite match. I mean they planted the seed for it, and then it was a good way. I think they've done a good job building all out in the short time span that
And
we
I
have with it. Right?
can I gripe? Can I gripe for a sec? Can we
Go
please
ahead.
put? Can we make this? All right. So if we got all
Hold on,
in
wait, wait.
in August,
We gonna give you the floor. Listen,
if
I
we
like to
have
hear your
all in
opinion.
August, why do we have to have all out the very next in 2 weeks from there? I really feel like as you can build stories for this. Like yes, all in can be a have some matches that go directly to all out and everything, but we don't have to sit there and do this in 2 weeks. I feel it feels rushed. It's like you're sitting at the table with your food and it's like, okay, you got 5 seconds to eat because the next couple is ready to eat. I'm like, come on, man. Let me enjoy my food after I digest it. All In was a mania level show. That was steak. Don't sit there and rush me to eat my steak so you can give me another steak. Like y'all trying to overfill me. Like chill out. Like make it the September pay per view. Make it. I know you want to stay with the time frame that you originally came with, but when you involved all this, you need to put a little bit of breathing room in between there. You got to, unless you're gonna start doing 2 day. You might as well do it back to back like New Japan does, New Year's Dash uh and Wrestle Kingdom. One day that, the next day this, and make it two separate cards. I mean, we you have the technology. Do this stuff. Don't rush the good stuff. Don't rush the stakes.
So
And
I
that's it. Thank
I
you. Thank you for listening to my TED
Yeah,
talk.
for your TED talk, right? I do agree with you on that. I wouldn't have an issue if it was split within matches, like more so, like All Out gets an opportunity. Like the thing is this, the matches we have, a lot of them are people that have already wrestled on All In, and I think Tony likes to implement everybody on every pay per view, and that's why we have super long match cards. But like in a way, if you did split it up, make it like each card like it's a 6 to 7 match card, and with all the titles you have, it makes it more important for it and whatnot. So I don't disagree with you on that though. It could have moved because some of these storylines be you can build to it for another 2 to 3 weeks. Like Garcia and
Hmm.
MJF, like
Yep.
Hangman and Swerve, even, which funny enough is our next topic. Good segue,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
segue.
but yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see All Out. I love professional wrestling, but I am excited for this match because we are getting the best best rivals in pro wrestling, in my opinion, at the moment.
Yes.
And Megan, this is your topic for today. I want you to, tell us why we should be invested and excited for these two guys. That man, Swerve is a bad man.
He is. Well, for anybody that follow me on social media, they know I address Swerve and Hangman as the star cross lovers. Like they just remind me of two people that just can't get enough of each other. And when I think of feuds that feels like them, I think of Stone Cold and Bret Hart, Triple H and The Rock, Stone Cold and Triple H. The Rock is, like it's so many. Even going back to Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, or Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. And so they just can't get enough of each other. And this is what their third match together. Like Hangman broke it down. First time you beat me, you didn't do it by yourself. You had Prince Nana to help you. Second time you beat me, you couldn't do it yourself. You had Prince Nana and Brian Cage to help you. The third time, you ran out of time. So there is never a time you beat me fair and square on your own. And he's right. He's right. And I don't know if it's because Swerve doesn't feel like he can beat him. I don't know if he just don't respect Hangman in the sense of trying to beat him. Like I don't know what is the real reason behind it, but it just seems as though he just can't, like I think it's a level of respect. I just don't feel like he really respects Hangman too much. And so now we're getting a cage match, which I feel like this might be that one and only time Hangman can beat him fair and square. There won't be a sense of um people. I mean, well, we've seen cage matches where people have interfered. So maybe there will be a way that, like he could find a way to interfere. I'm not sure. But I just love the dynamics between them two. I just like seeing them two banter and just like lock horns like bulls and just talk their mess towards each other. And now they're finally getting a possible end to this rivalry. um, this Sunday at All Out. Um, and I think for the first time, I'm rooting for Hangman. But here's my question, and maybe y'all can answer: who is the heel and who is the face in this match? Because I don't know. Like, who is the good guy? Who is the
So
bad guy
this
with
is the
the
it's one of the beautiful things about AEW. It's something they experimented in the first couple of years and have done it such in such a great manner is depending on who you're facing depends on who the heel and the face is.
right?
Mm,
In this situation, we're supposed to be on Hangman's side.
Yeah,
yeah.
Swerve
Swerve
has
is
not
just
changed in any way, form, or fashion since breaking away from Keith Lee.
right,
The only thing that has different is the fans have gravitated against or for whoever he's facing. Even in Swerve's run, and I think that was done beautifully. The story of Swerve's run was the sins of his past coming back to haunt him. He had Christian, he had all these things that he's done stuff to, all coming back at him. And if he hadn't lost that title, I think Christian would have came back around the circle at him again. But that was done beautifully. The sins of Swerve coming back to bite him in the ass. He lost
right.
because of those same sins.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I think that is one of the more inventive, interesting ways to book a title reign,
Mhm.
especially for a heel. It is just that the fans gravitated toward it. Hangman
Yeah.
has not done anything wrong. He it was a backstage promo, and everybody's like, "Well, why are you acting like this?" Like this man broke into my house
Mhm.
where my kid sleeps, and then Hangman.
talk
I mean,
to my baby.
yes,
Talk to my baby
the very
in
next
the crib.
the like the very then what a last promo that Megan was talking about. He said, "I just broke in your house. Why you acting like I? You broke in my house. We
Well,
at this
he
point, somebody got to go. We both can't walk this planet no more."
well
Yeah,
let's and then to your point, this past week, he like basically announced that his wife is pregnant. Like like at the
that's what I
airport
was
talking
trying to
about
figure out. Yeah, was he?
he
Was
yes,
that like?
yeah.
And then you also
Swerve
got to think.
in
Go
all
ahead. No.
totality is definitely the heel in this situation. But
Right.
I think he's just so over with the fans where people like him so much. They love just, you know, the character, the act with him and Prince Nana, like everything all tied to it. Um and you should not root for him, but it's like the same thing with Roman. Like you gonna throw the ones up because Roman is so freaking like he got
Because
that
it's cool.
swagger to him.
It's
He's so
cool.
cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's undisputed era syndrome.
Mhm.
Everybody
Great
hates the
one.
undisputed era. They are hapless and all these other things. They do evil things, but they're cool at the same time. You want to sit there and hold up the UE and all that. It's just heels doing cool things. You appreciate it, but you still gotta boo him, and they do boo him. So
Yeah.
it's just their way, I guess, of appreciating the artists and their work.
Yeah. So,
It, it
but
it's
just to
gonna be awesome.
wrap up my thought on it. Yeah, I don't know. You just made like a really interesting point because yeah, he said, I watched your wife, I watched you as you brought her out the house, and it's like you sat outside this man's house watching him, watching his wife, and so it just seems as though while Hangman appeared crazy, like he said, you caused your own team the match, with the Elite versus AEW because you was focused on me, and it's like people thought Hangman was going after Swerve over just not being able to get over the fact that he lost to him so many times when in actuality, no. Swerve was still messing with him behind the scenes. He was still like stalking him, harassing him and stuff. And now, like you said, it like comes in full circle. Like as much as it appeared as though I couldn't get over you, you couldn't get over me. You were still watching me. You were watching my family. And so if that doesn't make the fans at least see it from Hangman's perspective, then they're just like Swerve. They probably
Mm.
got somebody that they sit there and they watch and they stalk and harass and stuff. I mean, you have to see it from his perspective, especially if you've been in that kind of situation before. So Hangman, do it for yourself, do it for your wife, do it for your kids, whoop his ass, do what you got to do.
Yeah, he got
Well,
to. He definitely
You
he
know,
gotta destroy
he's
that man.
overdue. He overdue a win.
he is a fair win,
Yes.
Yeah.
fair
It's
and square.
I'm excited for it. I think this storyline has been one of the best ones in AEW history. So
I'm good.
we're
I'm
we're
willing to go and say it's one of the better storylines we've had in the last 20, 30 years.
in pro wrestling
I
history.
think it's
Yeah.
cracking into the top 10 of that. And I
Well,
really
yeah, yeah,
I,
that's
I
what I was saying. Like it does remind me of like feuds that if it was to pick up today, it would still be relevant. Like if for whatever reason The Rock came back with his final boss
mm,
stick and somehow they could convince Stone Cold to come back for one last match, I think it will feed several generations because a lot of us were young when them two couldn't keep their hands off of each other and now we have kids of our own. So if
Hmm.
we was to watch that, that is a match that we can watch with our kids and say, hey, I was your age when they were younger, and this match is still just as good
Hmm.
now
mhm,
as it was then. And yeah, I definitely agree with you. I feel like Hangman and Swerve is probably one of the best feuds in AEW history, and it will live on.
mhm,
So
For
even if
sure.
they wrap it up and they pick up a year from now, it will have the same effect as I feel like, past feuds like
Yeah.
Stone Cold and Bret Hart. Or like I said, even Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy
Macho Man.
Savage.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great point, and yeah, man, great topic. We are going to get to the next one now. Because we also got to do and I'm glad we were able to give that one a lot of time too. It was an
mhm.
awesome one. But today is Sunday, and there is a big time title match happening between Roxanne Perez and our spotlight that Drizzy is going to talk about, Miss Jada Parker. We team NXT over here, and I'm super excited for the match. So Drizzy, the floor is yours in regards to spotlighting one of our favorite wrestlers on the
Yes.
show. I gotta say, we love Miss Parker. Hey, Miss Parker, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
First off, before we start, hey Miss Parker. Ladies and gentlemen, on the eve of Jada Parker's biggest match of her career, it's time for us to come have a seat for a sec. And we have to acknowledge the potential that Jada Parker has and that she is a walking viral moment. From the moment she popped up in one of the breakout tournament, people have been talking about her. Her look, her swag, the way she comes to the ring, the things she says, her mannerisms. It goes viral every single time. And in this day and age, going viral once, okay, yeah, it's a shot in the dark. Twice, okay, a broken clock's right twice a day. But every single thing she does, it goes viral. We are looking at potentially the next biggest star out of NXT. her wrestling, even in the ring, she showed a couple of weeks ago in that 6 man gauntlet. She's gotten way better in the ring. She has leaped by bounds from where she was only 6 or 7 months ago when she was walking around with scripts. Now Sydney, it was Sydney Akeem, I think.
Yeah.
That's for Sydney Akeem and Bronco and Nima. Now she just got Bronco and Nima, but they kind of do their own things. They live in the same world. They in the same house, but little sis go do her thing, and little sis is doing her thing right now. I'm absolutely do not be surprised. Out just a bit of a recap from last Tuesday. I did not pick Jada Parker to win her belt this month tonight, and that's just because I know when she's gonna lose it, but when she finally gets it afterwards. It's gonna be a learning experience. I think it's the one thing we have not seen her have is lose in a big spotlight. And I feel like everybody has to lose in a big spotlight. That's like the last thing you really need to learn. Her confidence is there. Her in-ring ability is there. Her mic skills are there. She is a total package. She just needs that last little bit. And this loss to Roxanne Perez will give her that last little bit to go through a tear for the rest of the year, through the rest of the NXT women's locker room. Arguably the best locker room in wrestling right now. And that's even over the men. Because there is not a roster of women that have experience, that have the youth that are hungry to get better, that have incredible moments on almost on a weekly basis. It's just the best division in wrestling. Like I I don't know how how you even are able to keep something this good in a developmental space and not see it grow to be one of the best things ever is amazing. Shawn Michaels and Hunter and I'm assuming Road Dogg and a couple of other guys in the back there, they have all done such a good job with these women and the story of Jada Parker is just at the middle. It's not the climax just yet. We get that rising action. Jada Parker is going to be like, mark my words, she's gonna be on main event posters. She's gonna be on WrestleMania posters. People are gonna be lining up to see this woman. That's how good she is. And I know everybody sees it right now. It's just a matter of time before the viral moments blow up to an even bigger magnitude. She'll be up there with Joe Hendry soon. Bank on it. It's gonna happen. So that is my spotlight for the week. Jada Parker and her epic rise in wrestling.
I love it, and I agree with you wholeheartedly on the topic, man. Like you said, we are in the precedence of No Mercy Eve. And it's been dope to see her progress. Like you and I have watched it literally together
Hmm.
on a weekly basis for the past year, from when she debuted as someone that we didn't even know. Someone in the tournament as a signee from the NIL, from being a collegiate athlete to the character that she is now. And the thing that I love about her the most is just like you said, it's the confidence. She makes you believe she's a big deal because she walks in there and talks in there like she is a big deal, and she knows how to sell you a ticket. And that is something that men and women in pro wrestling need to learn, because to be a star, you got to act like a star, and she
Hmm.
acts like a damn star every time she gets an opportunity to be on our television screen. I think this is a big time match for her, and it's well deserved. Like, she may not win tonight, right? This is Roxanne's reign that we're watching, but when she does get the opportunity, I think she's going to take, you know, full speed, run with it without any issues. And this is someone who is going to be a big time, act for the WWE for years, because main roster loves people that can, like, the fans love these type of characters. Like we just talked about Swerve having that sense of aura, having that sense of confidence, and that's why the fans like it. It could be this very well the same thing. I mean, Megan, what are your thoughts on Miss Jada
Yes,
Parker?
well,
Miss Parker. Um, I just, I could, as I was listening to you talk, I just remembered during this interview that Roxanne just did. She praised Jada by bringing up how um helpful the performance center has been for a lot of the NXT stars, bringing the stardom out of people. Sometimes people come to WWE and they athletic, but they don't have that star power. Some is the reverse. They have the star power, but they're not very athletic. And I took that as, if you are trainable, if you can learn, and if you don't come in there thinking that you know everything, under the guise of and the training of Shawn Michaels and all the others that takes care of the talent in NXT, they can make you a star. And I and that is pretty much what she was saying about Jada. And yeah, just watching her, didn't know she was a D1 athlete, didn't know that she had an athletic background into her interview. Um, and then that slap between her and Roxanne, I thought that was perfect. There's a aura in general over NXT. A lot of their younger stars, and it makes it even more enjoyable to watch. So I definitely agree with you. I feel as though Jada is definitely going to be a really, really big star, a household name, and she's still young. She's under the age of 25, right? Like she's
mm,
young.
She's like
She
23 or
has
something like that.
she has a whole career ahead of her, and she's making such large strides now. So, um, yeah, I would love to, and I hope that one day we could have her on here and just hear her story, and yeah, I can sit there and make googly eyes and hard eyes at her and stuff. I know she's used to that. But I think it'll
It's
be a good
crazy.
time. I
yeah,
think it'll be a good time. I'm gonna just sit back
yeah,
and watch, like, okay, all
yeah, I'm
right,
folding.
relax, y'all. All right, spray y'all down a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I'm folding. I'm folding.
mhm. but yeah, yeah. I think yeah, she's definitely a star. She's a star.
For sure. Yeah, nah, and like like we said, it is the airtime of this. Tune back in with us later on because we will break down her match. And yeah, this is a Jada Parker Sunday, so salute to her. We are at the final bit of our show, and this is where we give our highlight of the week. A little different than a spotlight. And I don't know who wants to go first. Do y'all want to go first? You want me to go first? How we doing this? We didn't plan that out.
Mm.
Mm. We never do. We just be
We
doing
never
stuff.
do. We never do. You know what? I'm gonna go first. I
All
always
right.
go last.
Right,
I'm
go
gonna go
ahead.
first
Yes.
this time. um, my highlight of the week is from the best city, the nation's capital. They had a pay-per-view with New Japan, Capital Collision. Very great show, very strong show. And specifically, I wanted to talk about a match that was phenomenal. The New Japan Women's Strong title match, the main event. Momo Watanabe, former Oedo Tai, now faction member of Hate, going against our CEO, Mercedes Monet, in a phenomenal match. So hard hitting, good matchup between two heels going against each other. A lot of tactics between both of them. Um, just a fun match overall. If you haven't watched it, I would highly recommend seeing that. I'm personally, this is what I am enjoying about Mercedes Monet. You know, not being in the WWE anymore is because she gets to kind of do these side quests. And I know she has such a heavy influence within the Joshi style. Has a big, respect for stardom and all that. And getting it to mix it with a lot of these incredible Joshis. Momo is, if you haven't watched her, she's a beast. She hits hard than an MFer. Like she's gonna really lay her ish in when she goes against you. And I just think it was a very fun match. And it's dope to see that we got that opportunity to have it in DC, man. I like that New Japan comes to DC, does these Capital Collision events. It was a star-studded show. I mean, there was a lot of great people. You had Leo Rush from DC who was on the card against Gabe Kidd, Trisha Dora, who's from DC, was on the card too. So, great stuff all in all. But I gotta give love to that main event because here we love women's wrestling, and that's one match I loved a lot. So that is my highlight of the week. Who wanna go next?
Um, yeah, I'll make Dryzzy wait. Um,
Let's go. Megan is next.
yes. Okay. I just, I was going to talk about Bash in Berlin, but there was actually something of Bash in Berlin that I kind of just wanted to briefly touch on, and it was the questions at the press conference. And I felt like it speaks on, don't be mad at me, WWE, but it speaks on the people that you allow into those rooms and not vetting the questions that are being asked prior to them asking the questions. I thought it was very unprofessional to ask Cody about Vince and whether or not he believed Janelle Grant. I don't think that that was the time or the place to ask him that question. And because Cody is so media trained, I think he answered that question perfectly, very professionally. I don't know enough information to answer that question. And start vetting these questions. Start, you know, I mean, speaking of experience from being a journalist, I've always had to pass questions on to publicists before the interview, and I really feel like WWE has to put that into action because I think a lot of these journalists, reporters are looking for sound bites to go viral, and you're putting these wrestlers in really bad spots. Also, even Jade, she was very open. She said she's tired of answering questions about AEW. She was there. She was proud. She was proud and is proud of being from there, but she doesn't want to answer no more questions about it. Ask her about her question. Ask her about her journey in WWE. Ask her about her 100th match being in WWE. Ask her what her first year in WWE has been like. But stop asking her about AEW. She is not there anymore. And that is my highlight. Just vet out these questions, vet out these people that are in these rooms. Um, don't be afraid to tell them, no, we are not answering those questions. And, you know, uh, I'm blanking out, but I guess all I can say is when I'm in there, trust me, I am not asking no offensive questions. We're not here for
Hmm.
quick 30-minute viral videos or 30-second viral videos. We're there to make them feel comfortable. We're there to make them feel respected. And, just on the behalf of all journalists and reporters, I feel like I have to apologize to Cody and Jade because that was disgusting. It was despicable. And
Now,
they gotta definitely the PR people, y'all gotta do a little bit about letting a lot of these people in those rooms.
I
They
yo,
gotta,
I totally
and
agree with
they
you on that.
absolutely, and it also go across the board in AEW too,
Yes.
Yeah,
because that
cause
whole
that's
Mercedes win was absolutely uncalled
yeah.
for.
Dude asking
The
what's
the
your advice
divorce.
about going
Hmm
through a like.
Yes.
Nah, for real though. Like, what goes through these people's minds sometimes? Like, what the hell are you asking?
They're not
Like,
thinking.
we
They're
gonna
not
ask a
thinking.
person like, cause the Cody thing, I haven't even heard that. But like, what does he have to do with that situation? He got nothing to do with that situation. Like, why
Nothing.
you gonna put
And
that on him?
this all happened before he came there. And and like I said, I have to re-innovate. Anytime I've interviewed anybody, Ty Dolla Sign, Ludacris, whoever, I always had to submit questions first. And they would
Hmm.
tell me, we'll answer these, we're not answering those.
Right.
You know, we're not asking questions on that subject. And I just want WWE to do the same so that their wrestlers aren't sitting there in front of all these people, millions of people watching at the same time, and they're like,
Uh,
uncomfortable. Same thing with AEW because I totally forgot about the divorce question, which, you could tell she was visibly uncomfortable, visibly annoyed, rightfully so.
Hmm.
That's personal. Don't ask her. Even really quickly, um, Bianca, there was a question where we're not putting black women against each other, but, and when you say something like that and add a but to the
mm,
end, you have already negated everything that you said prior to,
Yeah.
because you say that and then you say, but how has it been with you two being together? And you could tell, I don't have any history in psychology, but you could tell Bianca, um her, it's like her face change. She's, her mouth tightens up. You could tell there's body languages to being annoyed. She's probably tired of you asking her as a black wrestler, as a black athlete, and so on and so forth. Stop putting these women against each other.
Yeah.
There, WWE is big enough to have a multitude of women from all different backgrounds. And because these two women are together as a tag team, stop asking them questions about sharing the spotlight. Why do they have to share it? It's
Yeah.
big
They
enough
don't.
for the both of them. It's
They
big
not
enough for
asking
Trinity.
why. They not asking why Isla Dawn and Alba Fire is sharing the spotlight. And they both from around the same European like countries and stuff like that too, being from Scotland and whatnot. So like it's weird that I don't know th- journalism like is such a tricky thing because there are a lot of
Hmm.
people that do incredible work, but there are a lot of clowns that do this stuff too. And like you said, everything nowadays has become so clickbaity where people are trying
Yeah.
to find a clickbait question in there. They're getting super personal. Like I feel for Jade on that, right? Like I get it. The question wasn't very geared towards AW, but like why are we asking the same damn question every presser? She's been out of there for a year now. She's been in WWE for
Hmm.
a year now. So like talk about something else. She's more than just a former AEW wrestler. We don't do that for Cody. What about that? Cody don't get as how does it feel different from AEW to WWE now? Nobody does that. Like
I would
let
love them. Go ahead, ask Ethan Page.
right?
He was most recently in AEW over Jade. Ask him.
mhm.
I
And
don't
and
think
it
he will
all
be as kindly. I don't think he
no,
would
it
be as
ain't.
kind.
Look, I don't. I say it all the time. I even said it in our group chat too. There is a stupid ass agenda towards Jade Cargill by wrestling fans, and a lot
Yeah,
of it is
Yes.
racially motivated, and a lot of it is tribalistically motivated. There are
yeah.
people in AW that are big time AW fans that are weird, that are mad that she left and went there, and they're praying for her demise. Then there's another group of people that just don't like seeing a strong black woman dominate the space of
Hmm.
professional wrestling, and that's BS for her. Like it's evident. Nobody we're gonna get to the last thing. I know we're going a little
Hmm,
overtime on this, but I don't care because I
we'll
think
be all right. No, we can
I
do this.
we rocking with it.
Right.
Why does she get the microscope on what she does in the in-ring matches more than any other woman wrestler? Like I've never seen any other woman wrestler get picked apart by match quality more than she does. Like
The,
everyone is hyper focused on what she's doing,
yeah.
breaking down every single stuff. It's so weird. Like, yo, just let her rock. She's doing what she's doing. Like everyone
I'll,
is
you know what? And I'll answer that question. There's only one person that they tore to shreds, but it stopped, and that was Maxine. They
mhm.
tore her to shreds. Said she didn't have no business being on the main roster, sent her back to NXT, booed her at house shows, like
Mhm.
completely tore her to shreds. However, they have stopped. You don't
Yeah.
hear the criticism towards her anymore. It's constant with Jade. And I hope she understands that that's a very small portion of the
Yeah, for
fans.
sure.
Very small, very insignificant portion of the fandom, and that a lot of us appreciate what she's doing, appreciate what she's done. Same with Bianca, same with Trinity, same with Jada,
Mhm.
same with, all the women.
Yeah.
I'm not putting none of them against each other. We're speaking on behalf of all the women who go out there every week and give out their best performances. And if they didn't hear it today, I hope they haven't heard it before. I hope they hear it today, and they know that that is a wide expression from all of WR, and we
For sure.
appreciate all the women that wrestles across the board in all the promotions. And we do run the world despite
Y'all, y'all
popular
do.
beliefs.
They got it. Nah, they got
We
it.
No,
They
do,
y'all,
got it.
y'all
They
do.
got it.
Y'all
you
do.
know. So
And
yeah,
we are blessed to have that many talented women of different, you know, from different promotions, from different ethnicities, from different everything, different styles, characters, all of it. It's a blessing to see. All right. Last but not least, my dog Drizzy.
Mm.
yeah,
What you got for us, bro? Bring us home.
Mine is a blanket one. My highlight of the week actually took place a couple of days ago at TNA Emergence. A absolutely amazing show from start to finish, from even with the pre-show matches. Very, very good show. I applaud TNA for the work they do because although they are a small promotion, they make it feel big. And they have taken so many wrestlers and just given them a second chance to rebuild themselves, from Matt Cardona, Ash by Elegance, Steve Macklin, PCO, like, and at the exact same time, similar to NXT, have brought new wrestlers in and of given them the knowledge they need to compete even more with the bigger ones. So the Jordan Graces, the Danny Luna, just so many. It was such a good show from start to finish, and so many good moments. I don't know if anybody has been paying attention on X at the moment. Currently, right now, going is a video of the entrance of Joe Hendry and the Hardys. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Matt Hardy. I believe in Joe Hardy. They do the entire shtick. They do the turnaround, everything. It's just absolutely fun. It's so much fun. And wrestling should be fun. This show was absolutely amazing from start to finish. This show featured so many different people, and even the TV tapings, even more fun. So many. We're not going to tell you about TV taping because we don't do that here. It was just an experience that please go out of your way to go to a TNA show. Support TNA wrestling. Support the small shows that do the tapings because they give you so much for such a price. They give you so much. There were meet and greets afterwards. Actually, got to see Jordan Grace. Got to see the Hardys. Got to see Joe Hendry. Got to see Josh Alexander, Matt Cardona. So many. So much fun. I think we even had a JBL sighting. Go to TNA, enjoy TNA. It is absolutely fun. Some of the best. I'd rather go to the TNA shows than the WWE shows. Yes, the WWE gives you moments, they give you great things like this, but there's just something about a smaller, intimate crowd that it touches you more. You feel more a part of the show. And that is my highlight for this week.
No doubt, no doubt, man. This was a heck of an episode, man. I'm glad we get to do these. I'm glad we get an opportunity to just talk how we want to talk in regards to the world of pro wrestling, man. It's a great thing. Um, we almost went the full hour, and I'm happy about that because we had a lot to talk about. Uh, don't forget we are back next week, same time, airing at 5 p.m. But don't forget tonight we are back right after NXT. No Mercy is done. We're gonna be breaking it all down. The daily, same time, every week. Man, just keep rocking with Wrestling Republic, man. We doing great stuff for y'all, and thank y'all for watching. Thank you guys for always being the best panel out there. And we'll see y'all next Sunday.